let us talk about the arrow functions. So first, generally, what is a function? A function is a block of code, and when you want to reuse that particular block of code again and again, then you can use it in the functions. Then you can keep that particular block in the functions, right? So if you want to reuse to perform a task, then you can use the functions, right? So arrow functions are nothing but when you want to write those functions in a shorter way. So when you want to write those functions in a shorter, cleaner way, then you can use the arrow functions in JavaScript, right? So this was actually introduced in ES6 in 2015. It was introduced. So let's see. Actually, one more point is that arrow functions are not hoisted. That means you can't call the function before you declare the function. Arrow functions, you can't call the function before you declare the function, right? So they are not hoisted. So yes, let's start with an example, a small example. So first, I'll write the example for normal functions. So I'm taking the variable n and I want it to return the n square, n into n. So actually normal function will look like this, right? So let me tell you, sorry. So let me show you how this arrow functions were written. So arrow functions will start with they doesn't have this word function. Okay. They will not have this word function in their names. Const, you have to give any variable name. So here I am going to square the numbers, right? So I am giving square. Okay. Square is equals to, so what is the variable you are going to use? You are going to use n, right? So n, here you are going to apply the arrow function. This is the arrow symbol, right? So arrow, what you are going to do? N into n. So this is one line answer for arrow functions, right? So this is how you can write the arrow functions. So for example, if you have only one variable, then you don't need to keep the brackets here. So if you want, you can keep. That's not a problem. So this is the exact answer for arrow functions. So this is a normal function and this is an arrow function, right? Now let us see one more example for arrow functions. So using this keyword, so how it will be work for normal functions and how it will work for arrow functions. Let's see that. Okay. So yes, I'm going to take const object as a variable. So here I'm going to start name. Name is, I'm going to take JavaScript as a name, comma. Next, I'm going to write the function directly. Show. So this is a function, right? So function of, that's it, function of, you can just keep it in the console, console.name, console.log of. We are going to use this keyword, right? So this dot name, right? So yes, that's it. You can call the function directly object dot show off. That's it. So yeah, let's run the code. Node index.js. So here you can see JavaScript. This dot name means name here is JavaScript, right? So this is how we can use this keyword in normal functions. This was a normal function, not an arrow function, right? So if you want to use it in the arrow functions, then you should not use the function keyword, right? So just brackets, that's it. And here you have to use the arrow function. So let's see whether this is applicable or not. That's it. Now, no other changes for the arrow function, but you will not get the output as JavaScript. Let's see why it was happening. So here you can see undefined as the output we got. We have just replaced it with the arrow functions, right? Why are we not getting the JavaScript as the output? So let me do a let me clarify you. So for an arrow function, you can't do like this, right? So for an arrow function, when you use this keyword, you have to use the function of, and here you should not use the arrow function. Where you have to use the arrow function means, let me tell you. So here you have to use a set timeout. Set timeout of. So here you have to use the arrow function. Okay, so in that you can perform the this keyword, console.log of this dot name of, right? So yes, so when you are performing the set timeout, for how much time you want to of I mean for see, when you see the output you will understand. 1000 here I am giving. Okay, so yes, everything was remaining, everything was same. Here set timeout I gave 1000, and this is an example for arrow function using this keyword. So here you can see JavaScript has printed, right? So this is how you can, for example, if I keep 2000 here. Okay. So here I have written 2000, right? So for after 2 seconds of delay, you will get this output. You will get the JavaScript as the output. So for example, if I kept 5 here, so you can count the time. After 5 seconds, we will get the JavaScript as the output. So here you can see we are not getting, you have to wait for 5 seconds. So we have got the output like that. If you keep 10 here, I mean 10,000, after 10 seconds of time, you will get the output. If you keep 1000, after 1 second, you will get the output like that. Based on the set timeout value, you will get the output, right? After 10 seconds we have got the output as JavaScript. So this is how you can use the arrow functions using this keyword. And yes, that's it. I have shown you the basic simple example using the arrow functions, and this using the this keyword, how can we able to write the JavaScript code. That's what I have shown you. So that's it about the arrow functions.